Okay, so I really wanted to try to ketotize, that's the word, a 10-minute bread recipe that I saw on YouTube. So I've done my conversions. I don't know if it's going to work. And I don't want to use real milk, and I don't want to use real flour or other flour. So we're going to try it with the combination. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to use 1/2 of a cup of, I'm doing a half a recipe so I don't waste a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to use 1/2 of a cup of almond milk instead of milk. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil. That's the best way for me to measure it when I try to convert. Okay, so I'm going to use 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil. And then I'm going to use a pinch of salt. It called for a little bit of salt, but since I'm cutting it in half, I'm going to use a pinch of salt. A good pinch of salt. Here we go. These are the wet ingredients. I did throw some salt over my shoulder for good luck. Oh, there's this little David Danny. She's just watching. She's hoping she's going to get another piece of Swiss cheese because I cut up some Swiss cheese that I'm munching on with pepperoni while I'm making this recipe. Next, I'm going to use 6 ounces of almond flour. Measure this shot glass is 1 ounce. And 1.5 ounces of coconut powder. Flour, not powder, flour. And I'm going to mix them together with the liquid portion of the recipe. This will be the truth of the recipe. This will tell whether or not this is going to work or not. I'm going to mix it up and see how the consistency is. So far, it's looking really good. So I think at this point what I'll do is I will use a little, because even just using flour is not going to our almond flour is not going to take away the tackiness. So I'm going to get some parchment paper and try to do the rest of the recipe on parchment paper. Being in a camper, you don't always have all the conveniences of home. So I do have the parchment paper, but I know I have a rolling pin. Let's see if I can find. I had to be careful to make sure they didn't fall apart, but I put them in a non-stick frying pan and I cooked them on each side and flipped them. And I wanted to make sure they were really cooked. Okay, so I'm going to try them. Put a little butter on them. This one's really thick. I don't know what that consistency is going to be. Let's take a look. I'm going to cut it a little bit. This one looks like it could have been done a little bit more, but yeah, you can't make it that thick. But these, I think they're going to be good, but different. Clean my palette off. It is getting ready to storm outside, so I got my happy camper shirt on. It's getting ready to storm outside, so Danny's a little nervous. She's hiding. Where you at, Danny? I think she's hiding. Yep. Are you hiding? Huh? Are you afraid from the storm? Okay, so we're gonna taste this. It's really thin. It almost tastes like a cracker. In fact, it does. It kind of tastes like a cracker. I like it as long as you make it thin enough. A little flavoring in there would taste even better. I put a little butter on there, but it's not bad. Or actually, it could be pizza dough. You could dip it in coffee. It could be like crumpets and coffee. Biscuits and tea. I actually like them, but I'll have to do the numbers on the card. Hey everybody, Keto Nomad Carolyn here, RVRebel Girl. And you know, I just was going to tell you, just like in regular, before you became a keto lifestyle follower, or if you're considering it, but before you thought about keto and you had your eating habits and your lifestyle, you had your favorite foods and you kind of stuck to those favorite foods. Once in a while you treat yourself to something special, or you try a new recipe that you saw from somebody else. It's not any different with keto. When you're on keto, for me on keto, it can get expensive if you're continuously experimenting with new things, but it's fun to do that. You know, but you know, you're going to find that you're going to have your favorite foods, and those are going to be your go-tos. Those are going to be the things that you eat most of the time. You know, like a variety of truffles, or eggs made a million ways, or chicken made a million ways, or, you know, just like right now, one of my go-tos is my egg dog. I love my keto egg dog. Frying my egg in the middle of a hot dog, sliced in half, with cheese on top. It's like yum. I love it. It's one of my favorites. And my custard, that's another favorite. And when I need that pasta fix, the palmini linguine with the cheese sauce on it. And yes, I still like red gravy on my pasta. You know, so I like pizza chaffles. Tonight, I'm going to make chicken. Tonight, I'm just making myself chicken. And I got a good buy at the dollar store, which is not the dollar store anymore. Now it's the $1.25 store. I asked them, are you going to change your sign to the $1.25 store? Most things have changed to $1.25. Maybe they'll call it the $1.25 store. But I did find this buy for $1. Tender green asparagus spears. $1. Isn't that cool? It says this is one serving, you know, and the one serving is 3 carbs minus the fiber. And I got to put my glasses on. Okay, I got the old lady chains because my friends were getting mad at me and they said that they were going to buy them for me if I didn't get them because I'm always losing my glasses. Okay, it's 0 carbs. It says total 3 carbs. Dietary fiber, 3 grams, which means it's got 0 net carbs. I didn't know that about asparagus. It says this jar is about 1 serving per container. So that means that it's about a half a cup drained. 30 calories. It's got a lot of sodium in it. It's only got 1 gram of fat, no cholesterol, but it's got 3 grams of protein and no sugars. 0 sugars. Look at that. I didn't know that. So for $1 a jar, I like asparagus with butter and garlic. I bought 6 jars. I might go back there tomorrow and get more. And I like the jars because I could take the label off and I can make my Crisco oil candles out of it. Yeah. So let's make chicken and asparagus. One of my go-tos. One of my go-tos. What are yours? Tell me. Leave me a message. Let me know what your go-tos are. If you're on the keto, if you're on the keto lifestyle. What are your go-tos? So I'm going to make chicken. Just chicken, but I'm going to make Italian chicken. So I've got some mayonnaise here. I'm going to cut up some garlic. Yum, yum. Put some garlic in the mayonnaise. Then I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese. Right now I'm going to use the Parmesan out of the bag from Great Value, which is Walmart. But I do have some Parmesan cheese I'm going to grade, fresh Parmesan cheese. Wow, that was fast, wasn't it? I used my New Wave plug-in oven, and it cooks from the top, and it's really kind of spaceship looking, kind of like George Jetson kind of looking. But my sister gave it to me, and it's easy to cook with. I also made another dish the other day with it. I made my little pepper pizzas. Pizza, pepperoni, pepper pizza bites. Anyway. Look at that. Yum, yum. I'm going to grate some fresh provolone cheese on the top with my old-fashioned cheese grater. And this is going to be so yummy. Yeah. Yum. Very good. Bon appetit.